Hey guys, my name is Cayla and welcome to my channel, and we are finally doing the latte palette review. I'm calling this review series Late to the Hype. This palette came out in like October 2017. This was Kristen Dominique's first item in her new brand, Dominque Cosmetics, and I will probably call it Dominque Cosmetics the entirety of this video. But I got this palette about a month or so ago, and I showed it off first in a haul video I did from Ulta. I actually filmed that video the day I got this because I was really excited for this palette. And I was going to do a tutorial video, just kind of as a doing all the colors, or most I can to kind of do that. And that was a trip. Doing those two tutorials, I just ran into technical issues and problems. I show you the two looks. I had to redo it because the first look I did, I had to redo the tutorial because the first look I did, I was having so many technical issues, and that when I downloaded and like ready to edit on my computer, when I finally was able to sit down and edit and get everything, ready to upload for YouTube, I realized that I did not have half of the video that I filmed, and the half that I didn't film was me doing the majority of the eye look, so of what I'm actually showing you. So I did refilm it, but I did it towards the end of the day. Did not have the greatest lighting, so that's why I also didn't really do anything with that video. So I'm super sorry for not doing those, but I will kind of show you clips of them. And it's very cute. Like, do not get me wrong. The quality is here. All of these shades are smooth. There's a little bit of fallout, or there's a little, it's pretty powdery, but I don't think that it does have a little bit of fallout. They are relatively powdery, but I don't think it's anything to be griping or upset about. These matte shadows all perform beautifully. Cold Brew is this beautiful dark kind of teal shade. I absolutely love Cold Brew. The only iffy shadow I think about this palette is Double Shot. It is a beautiful kind of like warm nudie purple, if that's a thing, but it swatches okay, but on the eyes it doesn't quite leave me shook. I'm not earthquaking about Double Shot, but what I realized during the second tutorial is I first of all, I use this kind of as like the transition shade for my halo eye, and as a dark transition shade, I think Double Shot is really nice and stunning. I don't think that you're gonna pack this on to get a really bold, intense look, but if you're just kind of lightly tapping to it, do a little transition kind of action, I think Double Shot is beautiful. So I simply had to learn how to work with that shade. So other than like these simmer shades right here, they're beautiful. I am absolutely in love with Espresso. Clean finger. Espresso is by far my favorite shade in this palette. I would have never guessed that I would love Espresso so much. I would have never thought that I would. That's the other thing on my lid. I didn't do a cut crease. I didn't do anything. It's just caramel is just in the crease. Hazelnut I kind of did all over the lid, and then I just used Espresso like on, it's just the general part of my eye. I didn't use concealer to kind of amp it up. I didn't use a brush. I was literally dip my finger in and just kind of spread it out. So far I just had to switch batteries. Not quite really entirely sure where I left off, but I'm just going to finish swatching the other four shadows that I didn't swatch sooner, and I have glitter all over my hand from Espresso, and I'm just saying I'm not mad about it at all. Not mad about it at all. So I didn't expect to do swatches in this video, just so you know. So these are the last four shades. Hazelnut's up here, this warm milk chocolate. Caramel is a nice light transition shade. This is what I imagine caramel would look like as an eyeshadow. Then we have Mocha, also very suited for the color. The swatches really don't do these guys justice, but this, if you want to smoke out if you want to have a bright, intense smoky eye, Mocha is definitely what you want to use. And then you have the worst shade name in the palette, which is Pumpkin Spice, but it's a nice, I'm going to swatch these again. I just really want you guys to understand like how good this palette is, because if you're looking at this palette and it's like it's calling out to you, then I definitely think you should at least consider purchasing it. It is $42, which I should have mentioned way earlier in the video, but it is cruelty free, so double plus. It's available on Ulta's website, or you can get it directly at Kristen Dominique's or Dominique's.cosmetics.com. And while you're there, you could also pick up the Lemonade palette, which I still haven't purchased. So I'll explain that a little bit. But there we go. I just watched all the shades again. Totally crooked, but whatever. At the end of the day, I think this palette is worth $42, and I would recommend it to everyone. Now, when I want to sit down and film this video, the reason why I was hesitant was because I was sitting here and I filmed the videos like a week ago, and I just was feeling really underwhelmed. Like I hyped this palette too much in my brain, just way too much, and I was going to come on and say that it's just, I don't know what it is, guys. I felt completely underwhelmed, but then I used this palette on my eyes this morning. All I have on my face really is SPF for my face. I have brows and mascara, and then I have caramel on my crease. I put hazelnut all over my lid, and then I put espresso on top of that. Mascara. Lippy is the Ultra Satin Lip by Colourpop, and the shade is Dreamy, and this was the Kathleen Lights Colourpop collab. Absolutely love the lip. Setting this palette down for a little bit and then using it today, just I was doing my makeup this morning and I was tempted to be like, should I return this, because I don't have, I wasn't there yet. But then using it today, this palette is not my vibes. It's warm, it's beautiful. I love the palette. I love how big the pans are. So I was going to go into this review and be kind of negative about it, not because the palette's quality is bad, because this is a fantastic quality eyeshadow palette. Do not get me wrong on that. But what was kind of like hinging in the back was, it made me doubt whether or not I should get the Lemonade palette, because of how just underwhelmed I was by this one. And then just doing my makeup this morning was just like, yes, I want to buy the Lemonade palette now. So it kind of revitalized my loves. I don't think I could use this palette day in and day out. This is not an everyday palette for me. But also keep in mind that no palette is an everyday palette for me, because that's just not how I roll. I love changing my makeup up. I love doing different looks all the time. You know, sometimes I'll do repeat looks, but with different palettes, because I don't remember what I used the first time. That happens a lot. Just using 3 shadows today reminded me how much I actually do love this palette, and I was on the verge of returning it, being like, maybe, but no. Stunning. I can't say really anything more about the latte palette. The packaging is fantastic. I haven't really shown off the mirror, so I'm trying to do this. Oh, there's my camera and how dirty it is. But the mirror is huge. It's a little thick, but it's definitely like transportable if you wanted to take this traveling. I don't travel, so I wouldn't know exactly what you would want for traveling. The palette's really good. But yeah, I highly recommend this palette. It's really easy. I think if you are new to makeup, you wouldn't be overwhelmed by looking at this. And I really like how she did include the dark teal and the purple, because it's a way to like do your everyday makeup look, but if you're still new and you kind of want to step a little bit out of your comfort zone, you can still do that. So that I really appreciate. Oh, and I didn't mention that my inner corner highlight today is Zuri from the Nubian 2 palette by Juvia's Place. I just needed a little brighter. I just need a little bit brighter pop. So my inner corner highlight. But that's all I have on my face. The mascara was the Worth the Hype mascara by NYX, and then I use my Benefit Goof Proof Brown Pencil in like the shade 5. Benefit's not cruelty free, but I'm going to use up that pencil as much as I absolutely could because I spent a lot of money on it. But yeah, that's all for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and if you would do me the honor of following me on Instagram and Twitter, they are both at Cayla Hayes with a Z. And yeah, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. That would be greatly appreciated. I was a little flaky with videos and uploading this week, and for that I am sincerely sorry, and life, man, life. So that's it. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.